Hello, hello, America! Zoobox Nation. Come on, come all in this tragic time. The Zoobox goes to the movies with our special pandemic episode. We'll be talking about some movies of yesteryear, dealing with viruses and outbreaks. Something, we're giving back to the community in this time. Giving some free content. We're a lot like Disney Plus in this respect. They're releasing Frozen 2 early tomorrow. It'll be already up by the time you hear this. But, and we're doing the same. We're public servants. We're out there providing a service. You stuck at your house, you're playing video games, listen to some Zoobox.
I think Disney's kind of fucking a lot of parents in that aspect. They're fucking a lot of parents.
Why?
Because they're going to be stuck in the house with their kids, and all they're going to want to watch is Frozen fucking 2, and then they're just going to be like, dude, why did you do this?
Yeah.
Like, think about it.
What have you done? What have you done?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it would help break the rotation of watching Frozen 1 over and over again already.
Yeah, but I think that's past, probably, for most parents.
Dude, but kids are like that, though. They just want to watch the same thing. I mean, I remember being a kid and doing the same thing. I had a little weirder tastes as a child, but I'm watching Terminator 2 50 times. I also, what was it? Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, the one with Kevin Costner.
You watched that? Yeah,
I
remember all the time.
We only had like 20.
Terrible movie. Well,
we probably had like 25 cassettes, and that was just ended up watching that. Demolition Man, Predator.
Yep.
That's pretty much all the things that I still have affection for is probably from that period of time in my life.
Or infection.
Yeah, but it's pretty crazy though. In terms of the effect it's having on movie releases and stuff. Disney has pretty much pulled everything indefinitely. Latest Fast and Furious not coming out until next year now. I mean, these things were weeks away from release. Same thing with Quiet Place 2, Part 2.
Really? Why are they not releasing it?
Because nobody's going to go to the theater, and also China is such a huge part of the market share now.
Yeah, that's true.
They're like Mulan was supposed to come out in 13 days.
Yeah.
Oh, from this recording, 13 days they pulled it.
Good. Who gives a shit? Fuck Mulan. Okay.
Well, it's just
No, I know it's having a global or industry effect on a lot of different industries.
Everything.
Really
or not NFL, not yet. Anyways.
If there's one thing it's done, is it's brought back Outbreak's number 9 on Netflix.
Yeah, I saw that because now Netflix does like a weekly trending thing where they have a top 10, and Outbreak is number 9. Way to go, Wolfgang Peterson, staying strong in the modern era.
It's a classic, honestly. If you go back and I was one of the people that was like, you know what, I'm in a pandemic, I might as well get a kick out of it and enjoy some of the old classic movies. And I saw it was number 9. I'm like, yeah, but that makes sense. Like, I should check this out too. I wanna see what I'm in for.
And, see the most ludicrous example. God. It's I will say this: the setup is actually really good. It's not until the back half of the movie when it's
when it becomes an action movie all of a sudden. And
you're like, it was a good thriller for a while.
But then it's sick. It's still sick. Like, I loved it. I think
it's so much fun.
It goes, okay, the first half is taking itself very seriously. Like, this is a very serious movie. And in the sense of, this is serious, we're here, this is scary, and then it tunes into Cuba Gooding Jr. has 60 hours on a fucking training pilot fucking thing, whatever, and he's like, yeah, man, I can fly this. And he's like flying under bridges and shit. It's awesome. It's literally just like, and he got Kiefer Sutherland being the bad guy. Donald Sutherland, excuse me.
Kiefer's dad.
Great hair, heart, like, I fucking, man.
Yeah, he was a good heel for the movie.
All right, and he does
you
well.
You immediately just like, what a piece of shit.
Yeah, what a dick. We firebombed an entire African village to stop this.
And then Morgan
can't let it out.
Yeah, and then Morgan Freeman, you're like, come on, Morgan, do the right thing. Do the right thing, goddamn. It was
good. It was fun. I had fun.
It's so 90s. It's in the best way possible. It feels like those movies from that era so much. I was trying to think of other ones that came out around the same time that kind of have that.
It's a vibe. It's a feeling. It's just like when you watch that movie, it's I don't know. When you watch a lot of movies from the 90s, it is a vibe.
And the good guys, like Dustin Hoffman is he's the good guy. He's very likable.
Yeah.
They take the time for all those little asides, like when he's yelling at his dogs, and when he's making comments about his ex-wife, like, and it kind of reminded me. You're like, oh man, I kind of miss these kind of simple, straightforward, like, I kind of enjoyed that.
Yeah, and like, you know what? And very feminist friendly. The wife is in a position of power.
She's taking his job.
She's
taking his job at the CDC.
Yeah. And granted, and this is like, I guess, coming from the military aspect. Like, I don't know if we have disease specialists in the military. We might. Yeah. I have no idea. I've never. I mean, I don't know.
Because of bioweapons and stuff like that? I imagine you have to have some kind of...
I'm sure we have specialists, and I'm sure we have people that work in these disease labs of some sort. But you would imagine that's not the case. Because, I mean, these guys are sending the military to all over the world or to deal with these outbreaks. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like a task force that
that's where it's the Hollywoodism and stuff, and there's a special task force where regulations don't matter, haircuts or whatever, and it's like you see Dustin Hoffman's hair, you're like, that would not fly. But then again, he was a colonel, and it probably did fly because they didn't give
Donald Sutherland.
No, well, no, Dustin Hoffman.
You think his hair is out of regs?
Oh, dude, listen, Shaun. I know that hair was out of fucking.
I'm looking at a picture right now. I'm not seeing. It's not touching his ears.
No, so it's not. You can't touch your ears. It also can't be more than 1.25 inches in bulk. So that's really where his hair is like it goes up too high.
Yeah.
That's why you see a lot of dudes, with military, they like slick it down so they can keep their hair a little bit longer. But
man's gotta look good,
Yeah, I mean Dustin Hoffman, it's great.
It reminded me how much I kind of enjoy Dustin Hoffman too.
He's likable guy. He's a likable guy.
Very likable everyman, even though he's like some super scientist.
Like you go back and you watch like Sphere, another Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, and it feels a lot like Sphere almost.
Yeah.
When I was watching it, I was like, this feels like an adaptation of a Michael Crichton novel. Michael Crichton wrote Jurassic Park. He wrote Sphere, the book.
Oh, he did? I didn't know he wrote Sphere.
He directed a couple movies. He wrote the book that the 13th Warrior is based on. Which is based on Beowulf, but he did. That was like his first published novel.
Didn't he get sued?
No, I think there was some sort of legal.
There was some legal stuff, yeah.
But he wrote. It was called Eaters of the Dead, and he wrote it with the intention of being he had an argument with somebody that these stories don't last. These kind of old ancient stories, people don't find them interesting. Whatever. He's like, no, you just got to learn how to sell it to a modern audience.
Yeah.
And he wrote Eaters of the Dead in like 1977 or something like that. I actually read it. It's a great book. It's a great time. But it's Beowulf, like, for the most part. Maybe it's just got like a little more tinge of realism, quote unquote, because of about actual Vikings, like an actual group of people.
But is the 13th Warrior a good representation of
the book?
Yeah,
actually, it's a pretty good adaptation.
I don't see it then. I don't see Beowulf. Well, we don't need to get into that right now. We'll talk about that later. I don't know. It doesn't remind me of Beowulf.
The guy that's the king, the Norse king.
Oh,
he's Beowulf. He's Beowulf.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. So it's like the next step after Beowulf kind of deal.
No. We could talk about it off. Maybe we'll do 13th Warrior another day, and we can talk further about it. But I was very familiar with Beowulf from school, and it is like beat for beat Beowulf. But yeah, back to Outbreak. It's just a really good time. It's directed by Wolfgang Petersen, who's at the time he had directed
Jordan Peterson's father, I think.
Yeah, his most famous movie is probably Das Boot. It's the Russian submarine movie.
I've never seen it.
I was thinking the same thing. I've never seen it. I've never seen it either. Yeah. It's supposed to be incredible. It's a classic, but I've never gotten around to it. But at the time in the 90s, like, he made a lot of kind of outbreaky kind of movies, or at least a few of them. Like Air Force One is a Wolfgang Petersen movie, which kind of has Harrison Ford. Mm-hmm. It's been a while since I've seen it, but it does. If memory serves me correct, it has a similar vibe to Outbreak. Like,
did Harrison Ford make 2 president movies? It was Patriots Day, or
no? Patriots. Those are Jack Ryan. Those Tom Clancy books.
Whatever, but there's Harrison Ford Air Force One. Then he does another one, and I think it's on a plane again, and he's something to do with the president. Because isn't Air Force One where at the end, like those spec ops dudes come and they like parachute onto the fucking aircraft?
It might be. It's been a very long time.
Okay.
Since Air Force One.
Right. I just remember.
I remember. It's got Gary Oldman's the Russian terrorist.
Yeah.
And they take over Air Force One, and then Harrison Ford's like in the bowels of the plane, communicating with the White House and trying and punching out Russian terrorists. It's pretty awesome, actually. I really want to watch it again. It's been a while.
Someone should do that whole movie, but deep fake with Donald Trump and his voice. That would be hilarious.
That would be actually. It would be awesome.
Yeah. And like it would just be. They could do another montage cut of kind of how they did with the Kingsman.
Yeah.
Where it's like CNN and like all those dudes, he's just beating that shit was hilarious. I still love that video. I don't care what anyone says. That is a great montage cut.
Oh yeah, they're just. I mean, it's a goofy meme video. Like people just take that shit way too seriously.
But it was awesome. It was so funny.
But yeah, but like I said, going back to kind of what we started, like it starts off like pretty, like you said, it's very kind of serious. It's not dour. I would never say. It's always kind of got almost like an adventure movie feel. But it is much more serious in the first half than the second half, where things kind of get contrived and like kind of ludicrous. And just in the way things are like executed, the timelines of things, like even at the very end of the movie, like okay, they got the monkey. That doesn't. How are you going to synthesize a fucking vaccine?
Yeah, in like 10 minutes,
20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know about that, but
yeah, it was a little much. It was a little much, but that's also Hollywoodism, you know.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah, for sure.
It's fun though. It's a good movie, dude. If you just want to chill out and not really have to give a shit about something for an hour and a half, this is the movie. Like you can just watch it. It's fun. It's not an amazing movie. There's a reason why it's only popular right now, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
popular again.
Outbreak is. I don't know what the public consciousness of Outbreak is. I've always just personally known about it, been a fan because I saw it in the movie theater when I was like a child.
Yeah.
I cried and Dad let me go with him. So like that's what happened. So he took me to go see the action drama thriller, the rated R movie when I was, how old was I? I was around 9. Saw Outbreak. Loved it ever since.
Yeah, there's nothing that's even bad in that movie. I can't get totally. Yeah.
Not at all. What did you think about young Kevin Spacey?
Yeah, young Kevin Spacey. Still, it's more creepy. It's more creepy looking back a little bit. He's just. How young was he in that? Because he was already a big actor by then, though. He was still a big actor, right?
That would have been about when he was blowing up. Because Usual Suspects is really like his introduction to mainstream success. So this was probably filmed. This was probably filmed like right after or right before Usual Suspects actually even came out. You know, because you see that a lot with actors. Like they'll have a big movie come out, and then they have like 3 other movies that come out within the next year and a half. You know, because
they were working.
Yeah, it's almost like there's a push to put them. Their agents got them finagled enough to like kind of push them in that time.
Right.
And so yeah, Kevin Spacey. He's a, you know, like personal stuff aside, Kevin Spacey's a very entertaining person, like actor.
Yeah, no, he's not a bad actor. I don't think anyone's ever said he's a bad actor. So he's not a bad actor. He's just a pervert, I guess, or whatever. Then again, you know, he hit on some people. I don't know. Like, did he assault people? Did he assault someone?
He did lay on top of a 12-year-old.
No, that's an accusation. That's not fact.
Oh, I said allegedly.
Yeah, you know, so like. He might be a pervert. That might be the extent of it.
He might be a murderer. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
kindness. What does that mean? I was watching the movie. I usually have like the subtitles on when I watch movies because just because of Foster and stuff. And there's a part where he's talking about how he's got quick hands. I was like, man, this could be a meme.
Yeah. I mean, get on it, dude. There you go.
He's like, you might be quick, but not as quick as my hands. It's the part when he throws the vial to Cuba Gooding Jr. and it ends up being when they're in the clean room.
Yeah. And he's like, ooh, quick hands. And he pulls the real vial out.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of seems a little ridiculous, but it's also pretty cool.
It's also funny, like Cuba Gooding Jr. also has come under, like in recent times, like these sexual assault allegations.
Wasn't he guilty? Didn't he come out being? He
I
was
think so.
found-
Yeah.
I don't think
he,
it was sexual assault, was it? I'll look it up.
he exposed himself or grabbed somebody at a party or
Once again,
something.
just kind of a pervert. Not saying he's a fucking rapist, you know?
If anybody actually wants to see some great Cuba Gooding Jr., like late life Cuba Gooding Jr. stuff, you got to check out the show that was only lasted a season. It was on Comedy Central. It's called Big Time in Hollywood, Florida. He plays a version of him, like a version of himself that's a maniac. He's like a drug addict. He's like in a celebrity rehab trying to finagle ways to like get coke. It's very good. It's very
So
fun.
I guess he wasn't, at least hasn't been found guilty. This is as of February. But he has groping allegations.
And even Dustin Hoffman, another person, got more canceled because of alleged things he did in the '60s and some jokes he made on the set of a HBO show he's working on, the one about horse racing, that they canceled the entire show. Yeah,
That's been pretty fucking bad. If
he got confronted about it. I think it was John Oliver confronted about it. Him like on a live Q&A in front of a bunch of people, and he got like testy. So people are like, "Oh, how dare you?" It's as if like you can't defend yourself if you think what's being said is ridiculous. It's like, well, how am I supposed to know what happened in 1964? Like it was at the time it was like 2017.
Yeah, so still 40 years.
But this movie's full of perverts, except for my beautiful Renee Russo. I love Renee Russo. She was a great staple of the 90s.
That's the blonde chick from Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon 3 and 4. Hopefully 5 if they do.
Well, she wasn't in 2?
No.
Are you
She's
sure?
she's a new kid. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, you probably would know more.
Oh
than
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a Lethal Weapon stan, my friend.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon 3 is actually not the best movie,
But your
my
favorite.
My favorite Lethal Weapon. But yeah, she's good. She kind of plays that same kind of character in every movie she makes. Like this really kind of strong, but still feminine and like kind of affable person.
And sexy. Just something sexy about
A little
her.
bit, like in a MILF way, like in a older lady way. Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't know. She's just sexy to me, dude. Just sexy. And Dustin Hoffman's not a tall guy. It just gives me hope. Just gives me hope.
Yeah, I think you were probably in the ballpark.
We're about the same height, I think.
Yeah.
I bet Dustin Hoffman's around 5'6", 5'7". But Tom Cruise is 5'5", 5'6".
Yeah, like I said, I think we were talking about this on Zoobox a few weeks ago. It's like all you got to do is become a international superstar, and people will accept you.
It's fucking sick. What's the goal? Come on, Zoobox Nation, stand up.
Stand up, Zoobox. Stand up for the little guy.
Yeah. But I think Outbreak is definitely one of those movies, dude. Like it hits every beat perfectly, even the ridiculous beats as far as like what's happening with the action scenes. And you got Dustin Hoffman. Without refueling the helicopter once,
I know
they fly all over the country, and they like hop in onto this, go out into the ocean, and they fucking he just jumps onto the boat and stuff. It's pretty great. It's
Action Man, Dustin Hoffman. If Dustin Hoffman was that age in this era, he'd have his own like Taken franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like this weird, like these guys, like they like, especially dudes like Dustin Hoffman or Liam Neeson, or whatever. They spend their entire careers being like dramatic actors, pretty much exclusively. And then once they hit like 50, 55, they're like, dude, I got to start jumping out of planes. Look at fucking Tom Cruise, man. I got to start punching people.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I mean, Tom Cruise wasn't he always Mission Impossible? I mean, that's basically
he has a history for it, but he wasn't like known for it in the same way that he's known for it now. Like now, people go see those movies because you want to see Tom Cruise do stunts. He may have been doing it back in the day, but it was never like a selling point. It was never like the Jackie Chan effect, I'd call it. That
makes sense. But it's pretty. It's nice to see guys do something different, though. I would like to see Daniel Day-Lewis do some fucking just ridiculous action movie, just fucking people up.
I'd like
quoting
to see
Shakespeare.
Do you think being like a bad guy and like a John Wick bad guy?
Mm-hmm. Not John Wick. No. Like something better than that. Something better than that.
Well, he could revive the franchise, Dan.
Like I would say Mission Impossible. Like he could play a bad guy in Mission Impossible and be fucking awesome. Yeah,
he could be like the anti-Ethan Hunt. He could work for the the anti-IMF.
Like, but he is the Ethan Hunt of the villains or whatever. Like, and they have a battle on top of a plane or something where they got metal boots that like magnetize and like fucking yeah, dude. Like I see it now. Yeah,
I'm down.
like
I'm
fucking
down
sick.
I'm
Be
here
sick.
for that.
You know what I mean? Like that. Like Daniel Day-Lewis. If you do ever, and probably never see this, but if you ever did, just do it, man. Do it for the fans. We want to see some fucking Daniel Day-Lewis. I've never seen him in close to action movie. Would be Last of the Mohicans. Well, it'd be like the closest thing to an action movie that, or like,
Sure.
you know,
Yes.
it's the closest thing you're gonna get with a Daniel Day-Lewis movie, as far as action.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I agree.
There's war or whatever. This one is everything, but he's such a good actor. It just goes. I kind of feel like Daniel Day-Lewis may be a little pretentious. He may be too good for it.
I don't know.
I must say, like, because he's never. How many offers do you think he's had for action movies? I bet he's had plenty. I bet he's had plenty of offers from really big, like producers of movies. Be like, hey man, like whether it's Quentin Tarantino, because he would be great in a Quentin Tarantino movie as well. I think he would be great in a Quentin Tarantino movie or the Mission Impossible series. I really like he could do pretty much anything, but
I think he's more of like the type of actor, especially if you look at his relationship with Paul Thomas Anderson. It's very collaborative, and they kind of build the character, the dialogue. They do it all together,
right.
And that's part of his process of immersion, or whatever you want to call it. And so I don't know. I don't know if he would be tough to like just slot into something.
No, but what I'm saying is like Daniel Day-Lewis could do that. He's probably good enough an actor where he
of course he could do it. Yeah, he could do it.
That's what I'm saying.
He probably just does not. He finds that probably boring, maybe.
Yeah, maybe that, but like that would just be kind of cool to see him take on a role like that, which I guess he's retired now. And
you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna come out of retirement to be in a fucking Marvel movie and break my heart.
No,
that's what will happen.
Well, he's sick of making shoes and being a cobbler and shit, and he's just like, fuck it, man.
I want to kill Thor.
Yeah,
because that's what it'll be. It'll be a bad guy. He's not going to be a good guy.
I mean, dude, he never seemed like he's really cared about money. So,
well, must be nice. I think either he does. I don't know anything about him actually his personal life, so I don't know.
But would you say that you would buy a pair of his shoes for like $1,000? Just to say. No, and like this is obviously it would be a rare thing. How many shoes is this guy making? Like he's not making that many.
It takes him 6 years to make a pair, Dan.
If you had a handcrafted pair of Daniel Day-Lewis shoes, it was $1,000, and that's a reasonable price for something that's rare as a commodity. It's not like if you had the money, you could spend it, and you're like, you know what, dude, I'll spend $1,000 and get some Daniel Day-Lewis shoes.
If spending $1,000 was like equivalent to me like buying a 4K, then yes.
No, I mean you gotta make like
in this day right now, as of right now, no.
Yeah, but if you, I don't know, dude. Like you could spend $1,000 on a laptop.
Yeah, but the laptop has a lot more utility than a pair of cobbled shoes.
I'm disagreeing. I'm gonna have you have no shoes.
Yeah.
That's $1,000 shoes might be worth it.
They might. I mean, depending on how he cures them or kind of lacquer he puts on them. You know, maybe they could be the best shoe ever. They could last forever. Who knows?
Well, just don't wear them.
People someday are going to find, like 1,000 years in the future, archaeologists are going to find his shoes buried in the Scottish landslide or wherever the fuck he lives.
I bet he does some weird shit like that. He's Irish, isn't he? Or is he Scottish? I think he's Irish.
I think he's Irish, yeah.
He's Irish.
I think he lives in Scotland, though. I could be wrong. I could just, maybe that was a dream I had. I don't know.
I've always thought he lived in Ireland, but I don't know. He probably lives in a small cottage and just like doesn't spend money, drinks tea.
Yeah, subsistence lives.
Dude, do you know what? It would be a great, and this is a little tangent I'm just thought about, but it'd be awesome if someone made a movie, or if he started like a documentary or a mockumentary about himself where he's like fighting all the characters. Like in his head, like he like is struggling.
Yeah.
Like, so sometimes he's Daniel Plainview from There Will Be Blood. Yeah. He's just in the middle of a McDonald's and he goes on the rant or something about fucking milkshake.
The dangerous internal life of Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, it'd be so sick. He's like, that's the curse. Sometimes he'll just be walking back and forth as Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, he's like, I live with my ghosts, my characters. Daniel Day-Lewis. Yeah, and he does it all like a play on a stage. A bare stage Just a spotlight.
His wife is trying to sleep and shit, and she's like, "Shut down."
And he's like, "Oh!"
His wife wakes up and he's got a gun pressed against her head. Tell me who you are.
Why are you in my bed?
Yeah.
Where's JR?
Yeah. Great. It's great.
What have you done with my son? What have you done with my son? That's awesome.
I would love to see something like that. I wish he started a YouTube channel. That'd be sick too. Just get modern. He shows up. He's like,
YouTube.
"What's up, guys?"
He becomes a influencer.
Yeah.
About cobbling shoes and like yeah.
Makes tiny homes. Like, I'm down.
He has like a video with Kanye, and they come out. He makes a specific brand of like Yeezy shoes for Kanye that are made of cobbled wood.
Yeah.
Think of the possibilities. Somebody get us in touch with Daniel Day-Lewis's agent.
We have ideas.
Daniel, we have some thoughts.
Yeah. Grow the fuck up, okay? Art is dead. We need you to make us some money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we'll get into the next movie, which is Contagion.
Contagion.
It's the pandemic.
Came out in Contagion came out 2011, directed by Steven Soderbergh, who has directed a bunch of other movies. Traffic, Aaron Brockovich, Sex, Lies, and Videotape was kind of his first big thing. Haywire, Unsane. He's done a couple of Netflix movies recently, High Flying Bird and The Laundromat, which I have not watched yet, which is about like some sort of financial scheming with Swiss bankers. Logan Lucky, that was his last kind of big thing.
Oh, that was a fun movie.
Yeah, that was a good movie. Yeah, he's actually a pretty like eclectic director. He's the Oceans movies. He did all three of the Oceans movies.
Great movies, fun.
Very fun movies. So he's a solid director that has a wide breadth of interests, and he does not kind of put himself in one genre. So I've always appreciated that about him. But he also has the kind of, in some ways, in some of his movies, more of an adherence to what feels like reality. Maybe it's not actually true in fact reality, but it does oftentimes can feel that way. But have you ever seen Contagion before you watched it this week?
I did, but it had been years. So, I mean, I think I watched it like once in passing or something, sitting on TV. You know, it was something I didn't really like. No, like nothing crazy.
Didn't remember most of it.
I was like, I knew her. I was like, yeah, this feels familiar. This just feels really familiar. Lawrence Fishburne. I think I started it, but maybe I didn't finish it. That was that type of movie.
The last time I watched it, I think, was in the theater, actually.
Yeah.
I only saw it the one time. And at the time, I was like, it's all right. And as I was watching it, I was like, why did I think this is okay? This is like I was like, in the beginning of the movie, I was like, this is really good. And then it kind of keeps going.
Yep.
I think the best part of the movie is like the mystery, technical stuff. Like about how they're trying to track the disease and how they're responding to it and how they are and the different facets of organizations and people and how they have to exist under the disease. And then the movie kind of hangs its hat on the emotional character stuff for the last like half hour. Mm-hmm. And the characters just weren't that interesting. I don't know. So
I don't feel like they really they had too many characters. Like there's no focus central that you really felt connected with. Even Matt Damon's character,
which I think Matt Damon's character is like the audience avatar, like the person you're supposed to
identify with.
Yeah. Which I kind of
cheating whore.
Oh, she got what she deserved. Coronavirus, 2011.
Fuck her, and he's still crying. I'm like, grow the fuck up. She cheated on you. She died good.
Well, that's a complicated situation there. That's a bad way to find out about that. But so what did you think overall? How did you like it?
It was fine. It was good. I mean, I guess it's more interesting today because of what's going on with COVID-19, but it's also like kind of like, I don't know. It's okay. I would give it like a 6 out of 10. Like, it was entertaining.
Dude, I
would rather watch Outbreak.
Well, the Outbreak's probably more entertaining at the end of the day. Yes.
Yeah, I would rather watch Outbreak.
I would say I think if this movie was more like the first 45 minutes, like all the way through, I understand why they made the decisions they did, but like that first 45 minutes is pretty like interesting.
It's solid, yeah.
It moves very quickly. It's got a good pace to it. Like how it builds out how a virus would spread. It's obviously, I mean, it's kind of like, I guess you could say, coronavirus, but an incredibly extreme version of it.
COVID-19.
COVID-19.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
COVID.
You won't say Wuhan, bitch?
Yeah.
What are
Wuhan
you
virus.
doing? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
People are saying like that people are not eating at Chinese restaurants because of this. I'm like, I have never in my life. Like, come on.
Chinese food restaurants have never had high standards for
Yeah,
honestly. Like you take your life in your own hands every time you walk into a Chinese food buffet.
Yeah, it's kind of
And that's no offense to Chinese people, but I'm saying some of those business practices, those people that run that stuff, you could tell it's like, well, this looks a little dirty here. There's one down the road from me where I'm like, I've eaten there. I'm not gonna say
it's like if you go to any restaurant that's a little dingy, it's like, dude, they make great food. You're like, fuck it. Like, I'll fucking eat here. It's a little fucking suspect, but it's good. Like, one of the best restaurants I've ever, like, one of my favorite restaurants. I actually, when Ryan came down to Wyoming, there's this place called Rodolfo's, and it's disgusting in there. Like, it's gross. Like, you see them, like, I've literally seen them in there wiping the floor with a rag, pick it up, and then, like, wipe a countertop. And you're like, nah, fuck it, let it ride.
See, but that's what gives it that extra flavor. It's that world salt.
Yeah, and like but still, it was my favorite California burrito. Like fucking massive amounts of cream cheese, massive amounts of carne asada, massive amounts of fucking, and the thing was, a foot long. It was just, so
yeah,
good.
you used to actually talk about this quite frequently. Back in the day.
Every time I go back to Wyoming, and when I go back to Cheyenne, Wyoming, I go back to that Rodolfo's every fucking time. 2 a.m. drunk, and I'm fucking there. It's amazing. I'll buy two of them, one for when I'm drunk and one for in the morning when I'm hungover.
There you go. I like it.
For like $9.
It's a man with a plan right there.
That is fucking the best.
Yeah, I mean, what did you think about how the development of the virus itself? Like, because they show at the end of the movie, they show the reveal of how the virus spread. And and I guess, if you look back in popular fiction that has dealt with this kind of subject, usually they point the finger at China and they point the finger at bats, apparently. I didn't know this.
And they do point it at bats, though.
I mean, even the monkey in Outbreak, isn't that from China?
It's from the jungle in Africa, I think.
Well, but that boat that it comes on, is that a Chinese boat or is that a Japanese boat? I don't
know. It's definitely got Asian people. I'm not making any declaration of what they were, but they might have been Korean, actually. Might have been a Korean boat. I don't know. I don't remember.
I know is that they look different than me and stay the fuck away. Social distancing. But I thought it was kind of interesting because it's kind of, I guess, maybe a well-known thing that if it's going to happen, this is where it's going to come from.
It came from a bat. That's where it came from. Yeah, right? In
Contagion it did. Yeah, and they show you that process of the bat going to the banana tree, dropping the thing in the pig pen.
And then it goes to the wet food markets there in China. And this has been a commonplace theme or thought by epidemiologists like Michael Ulsterlim, or however you say his name, that was on Joe Rogan, wrote in his book Infectious Disease, the Deadliest Enemy, the fight with the war on germs or whatever, I think what it is. And there's a chapter where he specifically talks about how China it's one of the most dangerous places in the growth of germs and viruses, and how they can easily be transmitted from from animal to human there. And
is that directly connected to their kind of handling practices? Like they just don't have any regulations? Yeah.
From what it seems like, I mean, dude, you just look at pictures of these markets, and you're talking, ferrets in cages, and above that is, a different animal. Above that is a different animal. They're all shitting on each other. Ooh. They're all, and then like the chickens don't give a shit, so they're eating the shit, and then whatever, and like it's just a cesspool. And then you'll see where bats are just laid on the ground. You got dogs that are out there, and that's like a reality for these people. I mean, I think Wuhan has 14 to 16 million people that live there, and that's a relatively common city. That's not a large city in China.
Yeah.
And I think New York's like, 20 million? maybe
I
6
don't
million.
know.
It's
Actually. I
not.
don't know.
Hey Google, how many people live in New York City? 8.6 million. Okay, so 8.6, and that's the largest city in the U.S.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, you just think about that in comparison, and the reason why these viruses spread so fast, and that's why they're usually considered, when you see this, I guess these movies considered these Asian countries, especially China, where they're just such dense populations of people,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you just anything happens there. I mean, I can imagine the regular flu spreads very fast in these cities too.
Yeah, I would imagine so. For
You
sure.
know, China is just and not to mention, how can you really trust what China's talking about? And they kind of go that into the movie a little bit. Where can you trust the governments? Can you trust, in Contagion? There's a little bit of that as far as like the government just doesn't really trust the World Health Organization, and then they kidnap this lady and to hold her hostage for
Yeah, for the
whatever.
cure. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember. She does leave at the end. Didn't she like run away?
No, they exchange her for
Yeah.
some cure, and then
She's in
you
the
find out when
airport.
they're in the airport, the guy's like, "That was a placebo." Like the government is not gonna uh, make this seem like it's a good course of action.
Right.
So now they don't get the cure.
Right, but she ended up getting up and walking away. I don't remember if they ever
What do you mean?
finalized. Yeah, because after she tells him that, she like gets up and like says "fuck you" kind of, and just walks away from the guy in the airport.
I don't remember her really having a "fuck you" reaction. It's kind of just like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, but she leaves. She goes back into China.
Because this is because she goes, does she? Yeah, that's right, she does go back. Yeah, she goes. Yeah, I think she goes back to the village.
She does, right? Yeah.
Because this is part of my problem with the movie in terms of the emotional stuff, like the connections you're supposed to have with the characters. Something like that barely even registers. I mean, you know that she was there. She clearly developed a relationship with the children in the village because she was teaching them and stuff. That's really all you get. I didn't see anything that would make me think like, oh, she's gonna go back there. Like. You know what I mean? They don't really build up that as a legitimate course of action for her character because we don't know enough. Well, we don't know enough about her character, I suppose you could say. And then that's when having so many characters becomes a little bit of a problem, I would say.
I think it was just kind of, if you're a normal person and you're in the damn near the epicenter of where all this stuff happened, I'm getting on the fucking plane whether you gave those people the real drug or not. I'm fucking out.
Yeah,
I'm not hanging out.
They kidnapped you, but
yeah,
I mean,
kind
granted,
of
you
for
can
good reasons.
You understand why.
There's no moral quandary there. You're like, yeah, I get it. Like, I get it. You kidnapped me because you didn't want all these kids to die. But it seems like, honestly, hold the fucking phone here. So she lived up there for at least a few months, a couple months. Like
yeah, I would imagine. Yeah,
a couple months up there. None of those people were fucking sick or dying. So
No.
it seemed like whatever they were doing by self quarantining, it worked.
Exactly.
So they didn't need this shit anyway.
Well, that's perception. I mean, it doesn't mean that if you were like, oh, I'm good, so I don't need the vaccine. Like, I don't think.
No, but obviously they could make it another few months. They could continue probably, most likely. If you're going by what the story gives you, they're having school. Like, you don't see kids like sick and dying. You don't see them fucking struggling. It's just like, oh, I'm going to teach you English because I'm a fucking white lady in Asia, and that makes sense.
Well, that's the thing. They don't really tell you anything about what China's response to any of this is. You don't. That's the only, as far as I can remember.
No, the only thing I saw was that there was some shadiness between like the government officials and the, like, who the fuck is this lady trying to blame us for this virus?
Yeah,
like,
which is funny because it reflects what's happening.
Exactly
right now.
what's happening right now. Like,
Yeah.
and that's like the foreign minister of China or whatever. This guy is going around fucking fucking telling people fucking. That it's a U.S. Well, not even just the U.S. military. It's the U.S.'s fault that this happened. The response to the COVID-19 has not been particularly amazing. You know, it's not terrible. Could they have done things that were better? I think as far as testing goes, absolutely. But people also aren't giving the credit where it is due, that the FDA has these regulations for testing and a human, like, you know, like all this stuff.
Yeah, you can't just give people something. Like,
yeah, and like, and you can't just Well, they have to make sure it's a good test too.
Well, if they had gotten Cuba Gooding and Dustin Hoffman, they could have done it in like about 20 minutes.
But yeah, I mean that would have been just logical.
Sure, found.
But that's the one thing that I think Contagion did get right, is that this takes months and it's a long process. It's not something that's going to be happen overnight. It's not. And that lady, which is the dramatization of, well, I will inject. The lady who's working on the vaccine, she takes vaccine 57. I don't even remember if she knew it would work or if she had a good idea.
She thought it would work, and she was trying to expedite the process by making herself kind of a test case.
Would also probably be illegal, I'm sure. But vaccines, you get a taste of the virus. That's the whole point of the vaccine. Like, you get a taste of that virus. It could have been really bad.
They did discuss that actually using a dead form of the virus, a live form of the virus, and it's not working. So I'm not sure what I can't remember what.
Yeah, no, they moved to a live virus because it was supposed to be more effective.
Yeah,
or something. But it was more dangerous because they don't know how the vaccine would react with a person.
I mean, if you think about it in context to what is happening in the movie, you're like, I could see somebody doing that.
But you're going to tell me that with one human trial, they're like, we got it, guys. We got it.
No, I don't think that. But I think it would be a proof of concept because it still takes time. They don't do it the next day.
Yeah, but Matt Damon can't get the fucking disease. How do they know that she's just not one of these fucking people that can't get the fucking disease?
No, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think the movie is implying that it goes from her to production.
It's garbage.
What did you think of the
Lawrence Fishburne? Go take a bow. You've deserved it. Go take a bow. Lawrence Fishburne put his life on the line for a poor white kid. Said, screw his own people. It's fucking sexist, racist. I can't stand this movie.
This movie's got the bad message. Okay?
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed what's his name? Jude Law is the Alex Jones avatar.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Actually, Paul Joseph Watson avatar.
Yeah, the truth serum, where he does fake the symptoms. Is that you don't really know if he fakes the symptoms with this paraffin or whatever the fuck that shit is called. You don't really know if he fakes
Forsythia.
Yeah, Forsythia. Yeah, that's it. Like he doesn't know if no one really knows if he's faking it, but he does that shady deal with the fucking stock guy.
Yeah, no, he's making money, and that's the whole thing. Is the movie is like, oh, you gave people this false impression that Forsythia had some sort of qualities that would fight off the virus.
But they never really prove if it's true or not.
Oh, no, because he's getting arrested and probably going to be indicted. Like, that's what happens at the close of his story. He gets arrested.
Yeah, but what happens, like, if the Persithia, whatever this shit is, actually worked,
Well, that's what they would fight that out in court, obviously. But it does.
I want to know what happened. Give me part two.
Contagion 2.
Contagion, and then it's going to be but more about the infection of the mind.
Yes.
And how people are cancers.
Yeah. I thought that it did a good job of, because what I do like about this movie, even if I have some problems with some of the emotional disconnect stuff, I do like that it tries to show you all of these different aspects of how this affects just society at large. And that character is, I guarantee you that it is a stand-in for an InfoWars type of
making fun of those people or about how then let's get real. They're opportunistic. They are opportunistic.
Oh, 100%. But they're making, I think the correlation they were making, especially back in 2011, would have been to do with vaccines.
Right.
Because definitely InfoWars and all of them were, I would say, to be charitable.
Questioning vaccines.
That's a charitable interpretation.
But this is the thing, is vaccines there is some risk there. And no matter what vaccine, if you go get the flu shot, you got a chance of getting the flu. It doesn't mean you're going to die from it, though.
Yeah, no, I think that either end of that extreme is incorrect, usually. I think if people were if the organizations would just be more upfront, be like, listen, there is a 2% chance that this could be a bad thing.
Make you retarded. It could make your kid retarded. I don't know. I'm going to take the 98% chance. It's like right now, I'm not going to panic. Yeah, I went out and got some water. I always keep a 6-month supply of toilet paper, but I did this 2 weeks ago. I always keep a 6-month supply of toilet paper and baby wipes because
watching Tim Pool. Tim Pool was like,
no, I was definitely, I would say, somewhat influenced by that. But like, you know what? What's the harm of having,
I agree. Yeah.
300? I got the 48 pack of water bottles. I got like 4 packs of those. So I got a couple hundred bottles of water, and then I got about 100 canned goods that and they're all pull tab.
Mhm.
We're good. Don't even have to use a can opener.
I did the same thing over the past few days because my rationale was like, well, like it's good to have this stuff anyways, so why not just have some extra stuff like this around? I didn't spend $1,000 or anything, but the thing that at least even around here, I mean, if you go to like a grocery store now or like I went yesterday and the night before, and people are being a little ridiculous. I mean, I saw a woman literally with more than one woman actually with shopping carts full of toilet paper.
No, oh yeah,
And
that's
now,
the
and
meme
now,
that's going on.
and now it's not, but it's a meme that's born out of reality. It's like it's the meme that is infecting people's minds and thinking, I need to go buy toilet paper.
But
Toilet
have
paper.
you ever not had toilet paper?
Charmin is loving this.
You would have
No,
to be
I
waffle
agree.
stomping down the fucking what you gotta be doing.
Little stomp.
Honestly, you could not have toilet paper. Hop in the fucking shower and wash your ass.
Wash your ass, get a bidet.
Yeah.
But what it does though, for me, I'm like, well, I don't, and especially having like a 2.5-year-old, I'm like, well, I have to make sure I have these things. So even if these people are going overboard, I need to at least make sure they're
you can't
available.
Even buy it on Amazon. You can't even buy this shit on Amazon.
That's
Sold
crazy.
out.
That's crazy.
You can't buy Clorox. Why? Because I was running low on Clorox wipes, and I went to Walmart, and I was like, and now the Walmarts are closing at night.
Yeah.
Because they're just restocking and cleaning everything.
Yeah.
That's like supposedly. I don't know if that's happened here. I know that's happening in New York anyway.
It'll probably, if it continues on as it is currently, it will happen everywhere at some point.
But this is the thing, dude. The CDC is projecting 150 to 250 million people are going to be infected by this virus.
Oh, I thought it was 100 million.
No. Like this is going to be a new strain of the flu. This is going to happen. You're going to get it. It's a 70% infection rate. That's what they're projecting for the entire United States.
Yeah.
70% will be infected in the next 6 months. 6 to 8 months or something like that. It's something you can't stop. You can't.
But you can just mitigate it, and so that you don't get sick at a time where hospitals are overwhelmed or there's not access to toilet paper or whatever.
If you got a serious temperature of like 103 to 105, go to the fucking hospital. But by far that, like, or if you're having serious trouble breathing, like those are the times you go. But if you're just feeling like shit, there's no antibodies. There's nothing you can fucking do but power through, drink water, stay as healthy as you can, rest, and you'll be fucking fine.
Yeah, stay home, chill out, watch Outbreak.
And this is the problem that I disagree with the bill that just passed. I'm not sure of yet, but I haven't really read too much into it. But the bill that was just passed is interesting on the fact that it's 2 weeks of paid leave, basically.
Yes.
You get, right? 2 weeks of paid leave for everyone. Medical leave or whatever. How long is that going to be in effect for? So how long is that in effect? Is that
I don't
forever?
know.
Like if I get, I would imagine it's a 6 month to a year thing until everyone gets through the first bout of it.
You want to get conspiratorial here? Is that what you're saying?
Sure.
You want to get into the real shit, dog?
Yeah.
Well, you got to think about it like this. This is all precedent setting. Look how fast we got everybody to just shut shit down.
What do you mean?
Like, because
that's what you want.
No, but like you said, like it is not like it is more like a new strain of the flu or whatever. But what the government has been able to kind of finagle and get industry to go along with a plan. So I'm just saying in general, because when you start doing these things, you don't stop doing them in the future. If you give somebody power, if you give somebody authority, if they get to pass a bill, if they get to do whatever, that doesn't go away after this is over.
Right.
So that's why I think people should be a little bit more cautious about the authority they're willing to cede, because it is a time it's a pandemic. You got to be careful. You got to exercise personal responsibility, and you can't expect the government to come in and save you.
But this is the problem, is that it is the government's job for the welfare and safety of the people.
No, I'm not saying they shouldn't do anything. Or anything
no,
like
but
that. I'm just saying
I know that
people should be aware of the fact
I
that
know
like
that Nancy Pelosi was trying to supposedly the Democrats were trying to slip in some like fucking shady
yeah, they were.
abortion shit and like this and weird stuff. That's fucking wrong, and you should be fucking automatically. I honestly think if you're doing some shit like that, you're slipping in some fucking shit that doesn't even have anything to do with the COVID-19. You should be impeached. She should be impeached. Why are you doing this? Why are you wasting time, resources, dollars when we have people that could potentially be sick? And it's kind of ridiculous. That kind of shit she should be maybe not literally impeached, but it is ridiculous. It is literally crazy that they are just it should be 2 paragraphs, a paragraph long saying 2 weeks paid medical leave, 2 week like whatever, we cover you, we got you. Fucking go out and the tests are free. What more do you need to say in this fucking bill?
Yeah.
Honest. I mean, I don't know anything about legal jargon.
No, but that's what
these bills have to be 500 pages long. I don't fucking know.
Well, that's what I guess that's what I'm saying for people to be
it's like the
cognizant of. People
same thing.
That's exactly a perfect example. I'm not saying no. I don't know all the answers. I don't know what is the most appropriate course of action. I'm just saying pay attention. Pay attention to what comes out over the next few months and what people in the government are going to push for. Like you said, they try to sneak something in. Like this is not the end of this. This is the beginning. It's going to be another 6 months at least of people being cautious or people being afraid or whatever.
I would just tell you this much. If you're gonna sit there and think about everything the government is doing, I don't know exactly what they're going to be trying over the next few months, but be cautious, sure, but you look at the Patriot Act, all that shit's getting repealed. It's all coming out in the Pfizer abuse and all this stuff that
Sure.
Edward Snowden. These things will come out. They will get changed. It's still wrong, honestly. Yes.
Yeah, but it's only like that because people paid attention and people were yelling about it. I mean, and then it just came to an impasse where it's like, okay, this is really ridiculous.
Yeah, or like Assange and like releasing all the fuck ups from the military and the torture stuff from the CIA and all this crazy shit. So I don't know much about the bill yet, but I've been doing a little bit of research on it. It does seem like it could be a good thing, but this is the problem. And the main problem I'm having is with the reporting and the news agencies and the media. You're sitting there going like, well, what did they really pass? Like, who is doing a deep dive into this shit?
Yeah, they just are playing politics for one side of the party. I mean, you have fucking national media repeating Chinese government talking points about
how we're racist if you say the Wuhan virus or whatever.
What? Like, you're like, what the fuck are you like? And Trump used the word foreign. He said a foreign virus. That sent people, xenophobic. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, well, that was Joe Biden, too. Joe Biden criticized the president for doing the travel ban, calling it xenophobic before. And
you're
like, get the fuck out.
I was watching something. It was somebody cut together a bunch of stuff. They all say the same thing in a line about on the same day, moving forward. They all said the same thing about xenophobia. They all had the same talking points.
No,
it's fucking weird. You're like,
yeah. And then Fox News got to defend him.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's all we have. And that's what we have in the...
Tucker Carlson staring down the barrel being like,
dude,
it's from
Tucker
China.
Tucker Carlson's legit, dude. I don't give a fuck. I don't agree with everything that Tucker Carlson says. He's the most legit reporter. He's the most legit dude on TV. I honestly believe that. As far as like, he will call out our government for shit all the time.
All the time, yeah.
All the time calling them out. And then he will call out the left or the right. It doesn't matter to me. I respect Tucker Carlson in the sense of like, as what you can find on the mainstream media.
Sure, yeah.
Is a fairly... It's a fair... He's fair. I don't know how to say it.
He has his perspective. He doesn't hide it. He's not talking as if he's like, I am a straight journalist. He's like this. It's a panel talk show type style where he gives his opinion on things, and that's fine. Yeah. And I happen to, I'd say 60% of the time probably agree with him. I don't always like it's just. I don't know why people go on that show sometimes. I'm like, what's going to happen, dude. You're going to get put in a supercut of him dunking on you because he's going to be way more prepared for this than you are. But that stuff it's entertaining, but it doesn't really serve much of a purpose.
The biggest conspiracy theory was just started by the Democrats. Maybe they used a bioweapon. Maybe this is maybe the Chinese government is right, but it was the Democrats.
But it was Joe Biden himself.
What they did is they infected a bunch of aborted fetuses, babies, and then they flew over the Wuhan market and misted.
Yeah.
They misted the feet because they have so much on its back supply, dude. They're like, hey, we could take a few 100,000 babies that we've been saving up for the past 6 years and just throw them out there. And that's what they did. And they blended them up and misted them, dude. A bunch of baby dicks and parts all over the place.
Well, they're certainly using this to their political advantage, which seems a little gross. I hope people kind of see that, like the transparent, which they don't. I don't know, because people are so. Dude,
I see people on
are
Facebook
so tribal
going,
with this shit.
I saw this person posted yesterday, hey, I have coronavirus. I'm going to go to the next Trump rally. Like, that's what people are saying. You're kind of like...
should be a crime.
And people share it, like, agreeing with it.
Yeah.
Or there could be, I don't know. Some people just share stuff and don't comment. I don't know their personal views. But I was a little just going, that's dangerous. And you have the guy that just flew to Florida. And, man, I was talking to Mike, which if you guys listen to the ZooBox podcast, Mike is... they're having a 10,000, like 10 to 20,000, carnival rodeo type thing, right down the street from his house, basically, like within 20 minutes, you know.
I'm surprised they haven't. They might cancel it.
No, it was last night.
Oh,
it was last night, and it was today, Saturday.
Today
right?
is Saturday. It's 14th.
Yeah, so it's today and tomorrow, right? Yesterday and today. Excuse me, and. He's like, dude, they're not because I guess the wife, the kids wanted to go, and he's like, no, we're not going.
You freaked him out. Out. You're like, don't leave your house, Mike.
Mike pulled it. No, because I had already fucking well enough freaked him out before that, which I didn't mean to, but I was like,
no,
hey,
I know you're like, just talking,
take the precautionary measures to make sure that your family is safe. It's your responsibility. And I said, one of your main responsibilities is to not freak the fuck out. That is like one of your main shit is to be cool, calm, and just go get some extra shit in the morning, early. Get up early and go get some extra toilet paper if you need some, and because that's going to be out of supply. Honestly, if you're running low, then you would be. I need toilet paper.
Yeah, you have to react to the reaction too, because people are, like I said, clearing out the aisles of cleaning products and you know what nobody's buying though? Medicine. What? Medicine. There's plenty of tussin on the shelves, kids.
Well, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's just a meme virus, has gotten to people's minds, and they're like, "Oh, I see this toilet paper all the time, Purell."
Hold on.
Dan, what are you gonna show us your TP? Got a stockpile of it. Stockpile of TP. I'll show you, but I can't. It's in the other room. I got a little pile this high, about 4 feet off the ground. Toilet paper, water, paper towels. We just bought a bunch of new cleaning supplies, so we're good. We were prepared. There it is. Oh my God. Leave nothing. He's ready. That's going to be a clean butthole. This man is ready. This man is ready for the apocalypse.
Listen, guys. I'm not saying I overreacted.
I just come see my good friend. My good friend, Cotton.
I bought this 2-3 weeks ago, but I bought this I already had, and I was like, you know what, dude, I'm at Costco or Sam's Club, and I was like, I'll buy a couple extra, and I did. So I bought one of these packs. But this is what I have, and then I also have like a 24 pack of fucking paper towels. Now listen, this is just normal for me. This is my supply for the next 6 to 8 months, easy.
I mean, that's one butthole. You don't get a lot of guests, do you?
No, but that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is just for me. Now, think about other people. How much toilet paper you got in your house?
Do you want to...
You got enough like this? You got enough toilet paper?
Probably about 60 rolls, maybe? I don't know.
See, this is 60 rolls.
Well, let me see. I bought 24, 48, probably about 50.
Because this is... Let me see. This is a 24 count right here.
I mean, I'm usually like you, whereas I just buy a big giant.
I do too. Paper. I do too. And then this one has, how many does this one have? Let me see. 36 rolls. 105 regular rolls because this is like the double ultra soft Charmin. I don't fucking play here.
I like that you went for variety. You're like, how do I feel today? I did the same thing. I got all different kinds.
This is the Continental. This has built-in. So when I have those if I'm shitting a lot that day, I have my backup roll. This has like the hand,
Nice.
Ultra Comfort Care, Superior Clean, super
aloe?
nice. Yeah, got a little bit of the hand sanitizer in there, and it's clean, dude, clean. And I'll just tell you this much: everyone says I overreacted when I bought all this, but listen, you can just hear it. That's money, baby.
You can't put a price on clean buttholes, dude.
Dude, my neighbor. He asked me the other day. He's like, "Hey, dude, I ran out of toilet paper in the store. Can I get a roll?"
I'm like, man.
And I pulled my gun out and I said, "Get the fuck out of my house! Get the fuck out of my house right now!" But this is just a normal supply for me.
Yeah.
This is serious. Like I keep this in my closet, and then I don't go shop. I don't have to worry about toilet paper for 6 to 8 months. And then once I get down to like half of this being left,
you get more.
Then I go get more.
Yeah.
I just always have a nice supply. Paper towels, I have this big giant thing. How many paper towels is in here? Okay. This is 15 paper towels right here. I have 15 of the super premium towels. Okay. This is thick and long lasting. That's really why I bought this. It's also strong and absorbent. That's really important. Which is more important, absorbent or strong? Well, I say both.
Yeah.
Okay. I want both.
You guys thought you came here for movies. You're getting a seminar on toilet paper.
Now, but honestly, I just say, is this a ridiculous amount? I don't know, guys. You tell me.
I don't think so. If you're just the type of person that buys in bulk, and you said like, well, this is going on, so I'm just gonna buy an extra bag, like whatever. That's basically what I did. I was just like, I guess I'll buy 2 more packs than I normally would, because it's like I said, it's the reaction to the reaction. I went and grabbed some canned goods with the Pop Tops. I was like, I'm just gonna do this because I know people are being weird. And I'm just gonna make sure that I don't go to the store one day and it's just not fucking there because people are overreacting. And then I got a 2-year-old kid at home who's hungry. Like I'm not gonna be in that situation.
And this is the problem. I don't think most people are realizing. You look at somewhere like Italy, and now Italy is a completely different type of medical infrastructure. They also have a very large elderly population. It's very common for grandparents to live with the families until they get very old, until they pass. It's like very culturally different over there.
Yeah.
But what you're seeing is in the 15,000 cases they do have, out of the cleared cases or closed cases, the 2,575 were either you got better or you died. Those are the only options. 47% of the people died.
Yeah, I know.
So that's pretty drastic. But that's mainly they've run out of hospital beds. They've run out of everything, and it's their hospital workers can't work. They stopped testing their hospital workers.
Well, because they're just like, what's the point? You're gonna get it.
No, they're just going, we can't afford you not to work. That's how bad it got.
I know.
So we're talking about the United States. This is not actual 100% numbers. I was reading a little bit about it yesterday. I think there's 60,000 hospitals in the United States, and then there's also about 1 million beds at any given time that could be available.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, I'm sorry.
About 200,000 of those are usually taken by ICU patients and really sick people already, or surgery patients.
Well, it also, I think it happened in New York. I think this is where they're doing this, that they are reserving the right to take over hotels.
Yeah.
They're basically going to be like, no, we're taking it.
And they should. And that should be okay. That should be allowed because people aren't going to be traveling. They're not going to take over. They're going to pay these hotels. The government will pay them.
Probably. I would at least hope so.
No, they will. They will. Dude, the government, listen. We kept nuclear weapons, okay, where it was concurrent jurisdiction, or it's basically a shared jurisdiction, but we own ownership of it. I think it's proprietary ownership or something, but basically we rented the land from these people for 30 years. We gave them a chunk sum, here you go, for the next 30 years. And that was it. Nuclear weapons in the ground, But the people really couldn't say no. I don't think they were like, they're probably like, dude, we're doing this, so you gonna take the money? You gonna take the money?
You really want to go to court?
Yeah, do you really want to do this? We're the government, dude. Just fucking do it.
Yeah, not a great position to be in, but
yeah. But then again, it's just but we're talking on hundreds of thousands of acres. Like,
Oh, I know
millions.
that. Yeah,
Like,
sure.
it's not even anywhere near anything. Trust me. Like, these fucking things are out there.
But a person's property is a person's property.
Yeah, fuck them. Okay, we're the government. We do what we want. We do what we want. Okay. Listen, do you think? Listen, I don't even know what's gonna happen because they closed down my school for an extra week right now, or from Monday through the 3rd of April. So
Wow.
we're recording. So the 17th is Monday,
Yeah.
I think. So the 17th through the 3rd of April.
Yeah.
That's when they're closing it.
I don't see. That's what I don't understand about some of the southern states, especially. It's like it really hasn't made its way down here crazy yet. So I'm like, what is the point of what's the 2 weeks thing gonna do? If I guess it's you have to put a number there.
We don't know. We don't know because we haven't tested as many people. And like I said, Alabama, 50 people have been tested. One case. So 1 in 50. 1 in 50, that's pretty high. If you really think about it, that's there's probably, and I don't know how many people live in Alabama, but I would say it's at least 10 million or something, roughly 5 to 10 million. That ends up being thousands of people very quickly. That ends up being thousands. So we probably have a decent amount of case. The lady in charge of Ohio for their public health and safety, like lady in charge, she's like, we probably have 100,000 people infected, and they have 80 cases, and they're like, we probably have 100,000. It's happened. It's here. She literally did. She did.
Yeah, I know. People were kind of roasting her, but also people were like, well, it could be true because if you know a certain amount, and then you can extrapolate that by how many people they've contacted and those people contacted, so it can spread quickly. That's the thing. It's you breathe on somebody and you can spread it to them. I think
what I was reading though is that the cluster, one of the main clusters in Ohio, happened at a large event. That's where most of these people got infected. It was something where there was 150,000 people, 200,000 or something crazy like that event recently, and that's why they're thinking, that was probably where if even 2,000 people out of that 150,000 people got infected, and they went home, they flew, did whatever, and then there was that guy in Florida that took the test for the coronavirus. Hopped on a fucking flight, hadn't got the results yet, landed and told the people, hey, just let you know I got tested for coronavirus. I don't know if I have it, but comes to find out he fucking had it.
I know that's the thing is a little bit frustrating just in a broader sense is that.
Well, how serious did you take it? This guy didn't take it serious at all.
I know, but that's the thing. But now there's enough precedent out there that people should at least consider these things before they do it. Nowadays, there's enough people that were like, I'm fine, I'm joking around, I'm good, and then spreading it fucking everywhere. Like the dude at the NBA, that NBA player.
Yeah, but come on.
Literally went to a conference and started rubbing microphones because he thought it was funny. I'm not saying I would have been any different. That sounds like
that's exactly what you would have
But and then he ends up having coronavirus. So
ironic and hilarious, and also a good a good example of what not to do. No, well, they have to. Then the UFC, the next event, is completely going to be no fans, and that's in Brazil, or something. I'm pretty sure it's Brazil. No fans will be allowed to be present. We gotta listen. Everyone's going to get it, but the reason we can't overdo or overwork or explode all these people into the medical system, into the medical industry. They can't handle it. They would not be able to handle this.
That's why you got to be personally responsible and try to mitigate the spread. It's not you can't stop the spread. You just slow it down.
I was talking to Pat, my buddy, and I was like, hey, he's coming down to Nashville. I'm like, are you thinking do you really think that's gonna still happen?
Don't be a pussy, Dan.
And honestly, I'm gonna go because I'm not a pussy, and I will risk everyone that I know.
I will see coronavirus. I will punch it in the face. I say, get away.
What's going to happen is the next 2 weeks for me are going to be completely. It's going to be no we have online school right now for this week, but I have no tests this week, so it's kind of the perfect fucking timing to get it. And then we have a week of spring break, so I would argue that we probably be okay, but I would imagine in 2 weeks, once all the tests really start rolling out, we have millions of tests going out, they're probably just going to say fuck it online for the rest of the semester.
I don't see why not. There's no reason.
I think
not
that's
to.
what's gonna happen.
I don't know why they wouldn't. It doesn't make any
Which-
sense not to. Like, if you have systems in place that do this, use them for fuck's sake. Like, why not?
I'm honestly kind of pissed.
What?
The only class I really need to have someone there, or like so I can ask questions, is math.
Math? Yeah.
Everything else I fucking am fine on, but I'm not gonna drop math because I have a 95 in it.
But dude, like, I mean, I know this is a tangent, but like YouTube, that stuff like that is your friend, and then
I do that outside of class all the time.
Yeah, I used to do the same thing, and
But
sometimes, honestly, it would be a better resource because they would just explain it in a step-by-step manner. Because I could pause the video,
Yep.
I could think about it, work the step.
I've been using the tutoring program at school, so I like it. I enjoy it. You know, I get in. I have class at 8, get out at 9. Tutoring starts at 9:30. Then I kind of just go in there, and if I'm having a problem with a certain type of, certain type of thing, whether it's linear equations or whatever, I just like, hey, just walk me through how I fucked this up. This is how you fucked this up. I know 90% of it, but there's that 10%, and in math, I don't know 100%. You know?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, but I will have to adapt and overcome. But hey, let's not ramble on. I guess about the COVID-19. We had fun. Tomorrow, I say we release this tonight. I say we release this fucking thing, dude.
Hot drop today, huh?
Yeah,
might as well.
I think it'd be better.
Timely.
Yeah, and like this is actually relevant information. You hear this in 4 days, and it's like, we're all dying. We're all dying. Everyone's
like, these guys are propagandists.
Yeah. They work for their government shows, man. They're just trying to chill it out and be chill.
They're telling people to go out to Nashville. Did you hear him? He said he's going.
Yeah. I say let's drop it, dude. Like, I mean, it's not like we're not talking about new movies or anything, so it's not really matter.
Yeah, that's true. This is a good time for people to hang out and watch movies, though. This is a good opportunity. People, hey, you got backlogs. Go watch those pandemic movies. You know what I'm going to watch today while I'm cleaning? 28 Days Later, baby. I'm taking it all the way. I'm taking the virus all the way. I'm ready.
I've been playing Last Days Gone or whatever, Days Gone, whatever that fucking shit. I tried it out yesterday. It's a lot of fun. I had a good time.
Good.
I'm just really worried if I run out of my Metamucil, man. I'm fucking worried. I'm already halfway down this thing. I gotta stop drinking so much.
That might be worth a trip.
But now I'm having constipation problems again. Am I drinking too much fiber? I don't know what's happening, dude.
I don't know what's happening. I need to see a doctor stat. And all these corona people are fucking clogging up the system.
Literally.
I mean, it's a great time. I've been started playing some games. I wish this happened next week because Doom Eternal comes out next week. So it's like, it'd be cool if I
gonna get it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's gonna be pre-installed on your system. Don't worry.
Oh man, I can't believe you got it. Why? You didn't want to wait?
I love that first Doom game. I love it. I am excited. I am stoked. It's actually probably my most anticipated game.
Well, maybe we'll do a Doom review. How about that? Zoobox gaming.
Yeah, you know what we can do? We could watch the movie Doom, and then we can talk, and we can also talk about the game Doom. Do a cross-pollination. It's called intersection.
We could, or we could just do a game one. I don't know. Whatever. We'll figure it out.
We gotta. I've been wanting to do something. Maybe do like occasionally, maybe do a game podcast every once in a while. Not a regular thing, just every once in a while when we get together. With Ryan and Michael too, if he wants to. I mean, he doesn't play games, but
Mike's religious and he doesn't play games.
He can tell us about Lego Worlds or whatever.
Whatever the fuck, Batman Lego or whatever.
How's Madden, dude?
Oh.
But yeah, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for listening, everybody, on this special pandemic episode of Zoobox Goes to the Movies. Definitely go ahead, check out Outbreak. It's on Netflix. Number 9 trending. Maybe we can, by the end of the week, we can get it to number 3. Number 2, maybe.
Yeah, let's get it to number 1, dude.
Let's get the Zoobox Network together.
Panic!
Yeah.
Lose your mind.
I'm going to be enjoying some more pandemic movies in the coming days. I'm going to do 28 Days Later. It might even hit up 28 Weeks Later. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be nice.
Dead, Dawn of the Dead.
Just go zombie-centric and really freak myself out.
Yeah.
Although, I will say this as a closing statement. The beginning of Contagion will freak you out a little bit relative to what's going on. The first half hour, you're like, oh.
Because it's exactly what fucking happened.
Yeah, all the responses from like all of the apparatus, like the CD and stuff, is all the same, and you're like,
Pretty good.
But yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. We will talk to you guys again next week. Adios!